The dust exploded outward from the blow. Sam Whitney lay still, flat on his back, and looked with thoughtful eyes at the glare of the afternoon sky. Traynor could only see that picture. He hardly heard the shrill voice that commanded the passengers out of the coach. It was a strange voice, too high and sharp to be real. Only something in the subconscious mind of Traynor kept his hands stretched high above his head. Vaguely he was aware that the passengers had their arms high over their heads also, and that one man was obeying the commands of the robber to throw things out of the boot. There was money back there, more than $20,000. The robber was cursing the silent men who faced him in a line. He held his rifle under the hollow of his arm while he accepted the canvas sack in his other hand. If they tried to follow him, they would catch hell, the masked man was saying. Then he was backing up into the brush. The sun glinted for the last time on the rifle. The green leaves swayed together. The fellow was gone, and still Traynor sat for a rigid moment, with his arms stuck up high above his head. His heart had leaped up into his throat and trembled there, beating too fast for a count. For the last 3 months, whenever a moment of excitement came, his heart acted like that, paralyzing his body. Nerves, he thought to himself. The old woman in me is coming out. But suddenly he could move. He could realize. He sprang down into the road and kneeled in the dust. "Sam! Hey, Sam!" he called. Out of the babble of voices of men congratulating one another that the robber had not stripped them of watches and wallets, Traynor heard a fellow saying, "He killed the guard, all right." "Almighty God!" said Traynor. He could not believe it. Dead men should stare at the world with dead eyes. But there was still the old twinkle of humor in the look of Sam Whitney. Just as when he stood at a bar, resting one foot on the rail, hurrying through an anecdote before he swallowed his drink, he looked on the verge of making some humorous retort to the last speaker. "Possums taught me how to play dead," he would say. But he said nothing. His eyes would not move from the distance into which they peered, and there was a great red splotch across his breast. "It's true," said Traynor, and ran for the buckskin leaders. He had a revolver with him. Fool that he was, he could remember now that he was armed. He cut the near leader out of its harness, leaped on the bare back, and raced the horse into the brush, up the slope. His passengers howled after him. Their voices were no more to Traynor than sounds of the journeying wind. Sam Whitney was dead, and there never would be peace in Traynor's soul until the murderer went down. Old Sam Whitney had taught him how to throw a rope. Old Sam Whitney. Why, he had always been old, even when Traynor was only a child. He had taught Traynor how to thrum a guitar, and how to shoot, and how to stick to the back of a pitching bronco. "If you're feeling sick, maybe that damn Mustang will be feeling a lot sicker," Sam Whitney used to say. He taught Traynor how to fight. "The other fellow looks good when he's hitting, but he looks damn bad when he's being hit. Bulldog. Bulldog is the trick." Sam Whitney was dead, but part of his soul would live on in the minds of his friends, in the mind of Larry Traynor above all. Bulldog. That was the thing. The buckskin, running like a racer, blackened with sweat already, streaked across the round forehead of the mountain, through trees, into the clear, and yonder galloped a big man on a swift little horse, a quick-footed little sorrel, pretty as a picture, and active as a cat. A mountain man on a mountain horse, no doubt. The robber turned the blank mask of his face with the beastly white showing through the eye-holes. He snatched up his rifle, and Traynor, as the buckskin ran in, fired twice. The first bullet hit empty air, and he knew it. The second shot skidded the sombrero off the head of the robber. Then the rifle spoke, and the buckskin fell on its nose.